Hi everyone, and welcome back to Herzography. Today I'm showing you how I use my Maven filters, the same ones that I use on my Nikon Z8 and my NIKKOR lenses, right here on my iPhone 11 Pro. So we'll start with the basic clip-on set, move on to a magnetic holder that I have found that is much more secure and robust, and then I'll show you how I attach the Maven 82mm ring light and a 4x magnifier for some amazing floral close-ups. Using your own filters helps you control your flexibility and that you don't get stuck into proprietary filters. Filters that you use on your Nikon or your Canon or your Fuji camera, it's one of the best parts about this setup is that you can use your own filters, even the ones from your larger professional camera system. What does that mean? You only need to pay for filters once, not for every different lens size diameter. Filter companies would love to sell you separate filters for every lens diameter that you own, 67, 77, 82. But why do that when you can just use adapter rings? So using adapter rings lets you use the same high quality filters across all of your gear, from your big camera down to your smartphone, saving money and keeping your setup consistent. Less gear to carry around and perhaps some very special effect filters that you have for your large camera that you can now use on your cell phone. So the way I started is I started with a clip-on filter holder. Now this fits over the lenses on your phone, here on my iPhone, and will clip on like this. You can put it one of different ways. It just depends on your camera and if you have a case on your camera. Now that being said, this particular one has a 52mm diameter. So with the step-up ring, it holds whatever size filters you have. Now, I happen to have this 52mm old screw-on filter that screws on very nice, and this is a variable ND filter. So if something like this is what you want, now you have a variable ND that you would probably want to leave on here all the time. For me, I really like magnetic filters. So here I have a couple of choices. Since this has a 52mm, I'm then able to screw on a 52mm adapter ring to then go right up to 82mm. So I'll screw that on. This means you only need to pay for filters once, not for every lens size diameter. Filter companies would love to sell you filters for every lens diameter, but 67, 77, 82, but why do you need to when you can just use an adapter ring? So these are step-up adapter rings, and using adapter rings lets you use the same high-quality filters for all of your gear, from your big camera down to your smartphone, saving you money and keeping your setup consistent, less gear to carry, and perhaps some very special effect filters that might only be available for your large camera that you can now use on your cell phone. The cool part is that these 82mm filters from my Nikon system are very high quality and can be very expensive, especially filters. You get what you pay for. Using an inexpensive filter equals low optical quality and will hurt your final image quality. Now there's a couple of downsides to using the clip-on holder. It can let in light leaks like you can see here, and it is easy to knock off if you're moving around or bump the phone. Unpredictability of how it can fall off. It's just not serious for shooting in outdoor conditions. So I upgraded to this one, the JJC MagSafe filter holder. It comes in this This is the box that it comes in, and it comes with this case, which is really nice, that holds the holder and other items, such as a variable ND that it comes with, a lens cleaning cloth, and a little screwdriver so you can take off the cold shoe if you wanted to. And it also comes with a mounting bracket for mounting to a tripod if you would like to do that, a 1/4-20 on the bottom here. This JGC MagSafe filter holder has been, for me, this has been a game changer. It's that easy. It just fits that easy on a MagSafe, which is great. So all iPhones that are newer than the iPhone 11 already come with MagSafe built in. So I had to purchase, and I purchased a powerful MagSafe ring that I attached to the bottom of the camera. So what that means that you won't have difficulty for if you're on an iPhone 12 or newer. For me, because of the thickness of this ring, when I put the holder on, it means that I'm going to have a little bit of a gap right here for those filters. You can see I'm showing you, you can see that gap in here of light gap that I'll have to figure out and put some sort of a gasket around that to stop the light leak. But the thickness is the same thickness of that MagSafe ring. Now this adapter ring comes standard with a screw-in 67mm screw-in filter mount, which is perfect for iPhone lenses to help eliminate any kind of vignetting that you might get with your wide-angle lens. So by adding a 67mm to 82mm adapter ring, I can now use all of my Maven 82mm filters securely on my iPhone, and nothing is coming off. The cost of the JJC filter holder was around $30, and the MagSafe ring that I needed for my phone was about $15. So it's been an inexpensive investment, but what I consider to be a powerful upgrade to my system here, especially a powerful upgrade from using this clip-on. The JJC MagSafe system mounts magnetically and connects directly to the phone or a MagSafe compatible case, giving a solid, stable connection. Of course, depending upon if you're using a case, depending upon the quality of the MagSafe magnetic in that case. So just be careful about that, because when I put this on my case, it comes off very easily. I have to get a new case that has a much stronger MagSafe connector in it. So this I consider to be a much more of a professional solution and a great way to get more out of the filters you already own. Now, if you want to keep your setup smaller and lighter, you can use just 67mm magnetic filters with a 67mm magnetic adapter ring. I don't have the adapter ring in yet, but the 67 filters would then mount on right here and be a smaller, more compact setup. Devices that you would mount here to the MagSafe ring. That way you still get all of the creative control, but in a much more compact and travel-friendly setup. With this whole setup, I can use my polarizers like a CPL to cut down reflections and deepen colors, or neutral density filters to control exposure and capture motion blur, even on a bright sunny day, or a linear polarizer over a circular polarizer to create a variable neutral density filter. And because these are all top of the line Maven filters, I know I'll be getting pro level quality and clarity from the color accuracy that I have with these filters. And it's the same experience when I get to use these same filters on my NIKKOR lenses. but now I get to use them on my cell phone. Now here's where things get really fun and interesting. By adding this 82mm adapter ring to this unit, and because I'm already using the 82mm filters and system, I can now add this 82mm ring light right to my cell phone. And then I can also add something like a 4x diopter right to the cell phone for doing some really great macro imaging with a ring light. Like, how cool is that to be able to have this all available for the cell phone because I'm already using it on my main camera. Right here, incredible close details of petals and textures and tiny details right on your cell phone. Here are a few pro tips to get the best performance from using this setup. Mount your filter holder directly to your phone, either using something like this, but some kind of MagSafe compatible case, and mount to get the strongest connection you can directly to your phone. Keep your filters and your lenses clean. You know, any kind of small smudge is going to show up. And I know how we all love to put our phones in our pocket, but keeping these lenses clean is very, very important. Shield the side of your lens from light. Not so, yes, from the back for me because I have these light leaks, but also from the side when you're shooting. And, you know, for any kind of reflection or flare, consider using a Maven magnetic lens hood. How cool is that to have a lens hood like that mounted right on your cell phone? I don't see too many photographers using it, but we're using these lens hoods on our big cameras, and now that we're shooting video and doing nice photography on our cell phones, on our iPhone, there's no reason why you shouldn't be using a lens hood on your cell phone. And I think that is really, really cool looking. Use a manual camera app, a third-party app, for better control over focus, exposure, and white balance. And I'll go through some of those other phone apps in another video. So wrapping this all up, that's my complete iPhone filter setup, starting with the basic clip-on if you have to, but really upgrading to a JJC MagSafe holder and expanding into macro photography with a ring light. When I'm done shooting or I need to use my phone as a phone, this rig comes off very easily. And to kick it up another notch, here is my pro herzography tip. I love using filters for extended creativity, such as this one here from Maven, which is an infrared filter. This one is a 720 nanometer filter, and Maven has new infrared filters coming out soon, but that way I can shoot infrared black and white images on my cell phone. How cool is that? There are also, from Maven, has these show glow diffusion filters. But these Maven show glow filters offer that very similar effect by giving you that soft glow filter that lowers the contrast of your images while producing a soft glow around your light sources. So that is part of what you get from the anamorphic lens that you'll see with these show glow filters, and there are 3 different intensities. So depending upon what kind of environment you're in, you can put on one of these to give that softer effect. So love the fact that there's some nice options out from Maven to create that soft glow effect. Also in the lineup with the Show Glow diffusion filters is this special polarizer with a quarter show glow in it. So if you're doing a landscape and you just want that little bit of glow but you need polarization, you don't have to put on two filters. You can just use this one. So there'll be links to everything down in the show notes for that. So getting back to the anamorphic look, there are also blue and gold filters that will create those flares going across in either gold or blue. So I don't have an anamorphic lens at this point, but I think this is really cool being able to put on a filter like this and maybe a show glow. So now I'm going to have that glow as well as those streaks going across my my image. So really awesome that Maven's given us that opportunity. Instead of purchasing a lens, this is a nice little shortcut to be able to use the phone the way it is and use some of these filters to create those effects. So it's been awesome being able to use the same Maven filters that I rely on for my Nikon system right here on my iPhone or 11 Pro. I don't want to be locked into proprietary filters because I've seen some of these cases, and I'll be doing a case review soon, but for me the case has to be able to accept a 67mm filter, whether it be threaded or magnetic. It has to be this size. I don't want any square or weird shaped filters, because that means that when you update the phone, you have to update the case to make sure it'll accept those filters, or you're going to be stuck having to purchase a whole new set of filters. And I don't know about you, but you know, when I changed from my Canon system or my Fuji system to my Nikon system, I was able to keep all of the same filters going from one system to another. And going from one phone to another, whether it's the same brand or a different brand of phone, I don't want to have to be purchasing a whole nother set of filters. So using the same filters on both systems to me is really, really important. I hope you have found this helpful. Hit the thumbs up if you found a tip here or two, and please drop me a comment below if you're using filters or ring lights with your phone setup. I'd love to know all about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Herzography video real soon. Bye for now.